All right, on this episode of the Paranormal Mind podcast, we are going to be talking about a modern day exorcism? Question mark?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Paranormal Mind podcast.
What's up, everybody?
Okay. You're fired. You are fired. What's going on? Welcome to this episode of the podcast. We appreciate y'all. Well, I think the last time I checked, and it's kind of hard because we sometimes don't keep track of this, but we're over 40-something episodes now. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't even know what this number is.
Mind-blowing.
It's crazy.
42 or 43, something like that.
Jeez, I don't know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It just seems like yesterday we started recording and filming, and then like we... the background of all of our studios have changed like multiple times. It seems like we've recorded in a living room. We recorded at a badass place, Capricorn.
Yeah.
Then we're in a even cooler place now.
Yep. At the Monkey's Paw.
The Monkey's Paw, which is awesome.
Yep.
I mean, the setting, if you're in the Macon, Georgia area, you need to check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Absolutely.
Pretty cool. But on this episode, we're going to be talking about a modern day exorcism, or is it? Well, this family thought so. Okay. So we're going to talk about it. So it's Kennedy Ife. I don't know if you've heard the story, but we're going to get into it. Okay. All right. So get this, straight out of modern day London. We've got a story from the pages of a horror novel. Okay. March 14th, 2019. There's this trial at the Old Bailey that's blowing people's minds. Why? A family's in the hot seat for rolling the dice on an exorcism. It's like,
is it going to work?
This guy's acting kind of weird. We think he's got a demon in him.
Strap him in the chair.
Yep. You're not far off. Did you read this story?
I had.
All right. So let's rewind 3 years. Okay. Kennedy Ife, he's just 26 years old, starts off with a sore throat. Okay. It's like, man, my throat's a little scratchy. There's a little burn there, you know, nothing crazy, right? But then, boom,
demons.
All right. But then, boom, he's hit with what looks like a
severe case of delusions.
You sound like a demon, man.
I do. Maybe I should tell the entire story
from a demon standpoint.
I can't hear what I really sound like. Mandy's over there looking like, why is he talking with like in a higher voice now?
Because she can't see, she can't hear it either. It's amazing.
You're trying not to call. You know what you should do. So Mandy's got a little bit of a cold.
Yep.
Okay.
Man,
what she should do is she should come over here and cough on the mic. But then I got to talk on this mic. So no, that's fine.
That's a bad idea.
No.
Stay off the mic.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
All right. So Kennedy Ife, right? He starts with the sore throat, and then he's hit with what looks like a severe case of delusions, claiming he's got something evil brewing inside of him. And it's not gas like you tell us all the time, Josh.
I got something brewing inside me.
So he's got something evil brewing inside him, desperate to break free.
God, I can never be part of an exorcism.
Why? Because you'd laugh the entire time? Dude.
It'd be terrible.
You have no soul. There's something wrong with you. All right, so Kenneth Sr. and Josephine Ife, which is Kennedy's parents, are deeply religious, go figure, hailing from Nigeria.
Okay.
And they've got this intense belief in the spiritual, okay? They, along with the Kennedy's brothers, are convinced he's got a demon inside of him. They're convinced.
Boy, you got a demon inside you, boy.
You got a sore throat. You got a little fever. Demons.
Choking on that demon.
Oh my God, Josh. Take it all the way in an opposite direction. All right. Now here's where it gets crazy. Kennedy tries to go full zombie on his dad.
Oh.
And even talks about going to extreme lengths with self-harm, like chopping off his dangle down.
Oh, not the dangle down. Shout out, Mike.
Shout out, Mike. I was like, look, we have these topics. I have got to say dangle down on one of these episodes because whenever Mike, the guy that we're filming for, if you don't know who he is, he's a really cool guy, but he says some off the wall shit.
Oh, it's amazing.
And he said he describes
that was like the phrase of the week, man.
He describes a man's stuff as a dangle down, and I died. Like, that was the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
The dangle down.
Crazy. But anyway, he was threatening to chop off his own dangle down. Okay?
You know he means business if he's going to do that.
Exactly.
God.
The family's verdict, demon possession, which
agreed.
At that point, at that point, it's like, okay, something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong.
I could see what would have led them to that.
Right. Exactly. So their solution isn't a doctor's visit, but an all-out exorcism.
Let's get to it.
Based on their hardcore religious beliefs, right?
Did they call in the B-rated exorcist?
Well, we're getting there. Kenneth Sr. is no slouch. He's rubbed elbows with the Queen and knows his stuff about African economics. So he was a well-to-do guy.
Okay.
He met the Queen and spoke with her and knew a lot about a lot of different things.
All
so
right.
you wouldn't think that
this would be where you would want to go take this. I gotcha.
Well, you wouldn't think that he would deal with his son in this way.
Right?
But he was convinced. He was convinced that
you cutting your dangle down off. It's game on,
son. That's enough. All right. Yet here he is, convinced that only an exorcism can save his son, based on traditions from back home involving Yoruba exorcists.
Ooh.
These are the real deal Holyfield kind of guys, like trained to kick demons to the curb.
Oh, snap. Can I punch him in the face?
That's right.
Hell yeah.
So the Ive family goes full throttle, using prayers as their weapon of choice against what they believe is tearing Kennedy apart from the inside.
Dang.
They even tie him down.
Thinking, told you. Strap in.
Yep. Thinking it's for the best.
Well, we can't be letting him cut his dangle down off, man.
Nope. Praying nonstop to beat this demon. But here's the heartbreaker. Okay. Kenneth Ive doesn't make it.
Oh,
3 days of this intense spiritual showdown, and he passes away.
That's a dangle downer.
Oh my God. Womp womp. That's what we need.
Okay, well, I will deliver.
Do you have different presets?
Yeah.
You hit like an arrow, and there's a whole different other.
These are all the voice effects.
Oh my God, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so it's sad. So he ends up passing away. And the family, still thinking they're in a battle with a demon, tries even harder to bring him back.
Oh my God.
So after he passes away, they're like, now they're trying to raise him.
No, you don't, devil.
They're trying to raise him from the dead. I mean, it's
amazing.
It's a bizarre case.
That's incredible.
The aftermath, the scenes, the shocker for the police.
I bet.
Yeah. The police get there and they're like, oh my God. Kenneth's got injuries all over. This isn't funny, but just like thinking of, it's not funny, but I don't know why I laughed. And it's clear he's been through hell. An autopsy points to a heart attack after being restrained and stressed out for 67 hours.
Oh my God.
67 hours straight. When the law steps in, it's a full-blown trial at the Old Bailey.
Going to jail tonight. Somebody going to jail.
We're getting there. So the Ives lay it all out. Their beliefs, the exorcism, everything. And get this, despite the tragedy, despite everything that went down, the jury decides to clear them of manslaughter and other charges.
Dang. They got lucky.
Yeah. The Ive family stood by their actions, driven by their faith and the belief that exorcism was their only hope against what they saw as a demonic possession.
I mean, I guess if they just went into the courtroom and said he wanted to cut his dangle downer off, they would have been like, all right, I could see why you would have thought.
I can't see that though, because there's a lot of people. I mean, well, why didn't you get him to see a mental health professional? You know, what I
that
mean?
ain't gonna save your appendage, my guy.
No, but you can you can strap him down and then carry him to a doctor and say, "Hey, look, something's seriously wrong here." You know, you don't tie him down and then like pour holy water on him. You know. All right, so it's a stark reminder though of how deep beliefs can influence actions, sometimes with tragic outcomes. A real life tale of exorcism, belief, and a family's fight against what they perceived as a dark force right in the heart of London.
Dang.
It's a wild, wild world out there. And, you know, again, researching this, I remember a story, I think it was a few years back, where this family had, I believe she was 12 or 13, she had cancer. And because of their religious beliefs, they didn't believe in like her going through chemo or radiation or anything. So what they ended up doing was going the religious route,
right,
and trying to pray her, you know, pray the sickness away, and she ends up dying, and they ended up getting charged.
Interesting.
For negligence. So I don't know. Maybe it's because they were in London versus the U.S.
I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. And I'm sure that like, this was one of those situations where you're like, so it all revolves around the jury, right? And like what they think. And in one case, they thought that they were guilty, and the other one they didn't. I think that
it's weird though.
That's crazy.
Like, and there's scientific proof there's power in belief, right?
Oh, for sure.
The placebo, the placebo effect, the nocebo effect.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. Like they do studies,
right? Like
where sometimes people think they're taking a sugar pill and they're thinking it's something that's helping them with an ailment, and they actually improve. So I think there's power in belief. So where do you draw the line though? Like even somebody that, you know, like there's people in the workplace, right?
Yeah.
That are able to take off of work because of their religious beliefs.
Yeah.
But where do you draw the line? Like if you choose not to go to a doctor or have your family member go to a doctor because of your religious beliefs and because of, you know, that you hold dear, like where do you draw that line? I mean, if it hurts somebody else, I guess, but I mean, I don't know. It's just weird.
I don't know. I mean, you know, for me, it goes back to like we go our lives thinking that like, man, there's such this order into how we deal with things, from like committing crimes and stuff. But it's also a little bit of the freedom of the people in the community to say, hey, you know, we don't think that they actually meant harm, so, or we do. You know,
but here's the question: Have you ever seen like what you would describe as kind of like a miracle where somebody got better just based off of a prayer?
I've heard of some. Yeah, some that I've never witnessed them myself. No.
Yeah, because I've heard of some too, and I've been to a Pentecostal church where they say that the person's healed, but you really can't confirm it. You know.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder, like, okay, for these people that are really religious, I get the fact where they'd be like, look, we want to stand on the word or whatever they want, you know, the Bible.
Yeah.
We want to stand on what we believe and we want to show our faith. It's a really gray area, because if somebody dies because of that, especially somebody in your care,
it creates a weird precedence, right?
Should you be charged for
that?
And
if you're not charged, what kind of problem does that create on another level down the road for other cases?
But you think about this, man. But then you have these at will, like these states where people can go and choose whenever they want to pass away or whenever they want to die. Yeah. So you're giving them the choice. I think the gray area is if it's a minor child, if it's a kid. Yeah, I think that's a little bit different, because what if they want to get treated to get better?
Well, that's true.
You know, but I think if you're an adult and something like that happens, like if you're Kenneth Ife and you're 26 years old, like, and maybe not in your right mind.
Yeah. Murder.
It's weird, dude. Like, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I know I would take my child to the doctor, but what if I had a different viewpoint altogether? And I was like, God can heal no matter what. And why would I go to the doctor, which is a second-rate doctor? If he's like the great physician, why would I go to a second, third, and fourth-rate doctor?
Right.
To
that's a whole
my family member.
Whole other level of belief and in religion, and that is interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about
that. That is so insightful. I get it, man. I'm stumped with that too. I
could see both sides of that, I guess.
I think we're going off on like a little bit of a tangent because it's like how me personally, I grew up in the church.
Right.
So, and I grew up in a religious home where it's like, but at the same time, my parents would go to the doctor.
Right.
They would go get seen about. And I would question them even as a kid. I was like, if you believe, if you have faith and you say that God heals and you say all of this stuff, then why are you going to the doctor to have the doctor treat you whenever you say that God can heal you? Like, so is he choosing not to heal you? And if so, then why?
Or is he healing you through them?
Yeah. Yeah, but then, I mean, still, that doesn't make any sense, though, because it's like, again, if somebody's like how a lot of Christians believe he's the great physician.
No, yeah.
Which means he's the top. Why would you go to like the second best of anybody?
Yeah, but then a case like this where they didn't go to the second best and the person dies. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they didn't think he was going to die.
No, but I mean, that in itself should say that way of thinking has to be wrong, right? I mean, he may be the end all be all know all, but he may know more than what you know, and maybe your child is going to die otherwise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just don't know.
I don't know. It's crazy
Crazy world, man.
We talk about exorcisms a lot. We talk about true crime. Will you
do it again?
I'm just kidding. We have Mandy here in the studio, and poor thing's got a cold, a slight cold. And we're calling her out every time she makes a little bit of a noise. And now that we're bringing up the coughing, she wants to cough more.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But yeah, we talk about that a lot. But like I said, we say this a lot. But a lot of people who listen to our podcast, they think it's just ghosts, it's just spirits. Right. Man, it's all kinds of strange and unusual stuff. I think it's really interesting to dive into it. Just to see, there's a lot of weird stories out there.
Oh, for sure.
We haven't even scratched the surface.
For sure. I was just thinking, like, when you first started this story, that like, and this is going to sound really terrible.
Oh Lord,
I'm already setting the pace for it. I guess.
Oh Lord.
How I would like to at least once in my life be like in the room where those kinds of things happen, or like some insane story happens, right? That like later on you can tell it to people and be like, yeah, I was there. Like
when this guy died.
I mean, yeah, like
what?
I mean, it would be kind of cool. Like,
wait a minute. Okay, back up.
I mean, listen,
it wouldn't be cool if somebody died.
I mean, not like that, but I'm not saying that whether or not I'd be there or not is going to cause the guy to die, but like to just be part of it all. And
part of it dying.
So strapping his legs down.
I'd be like, dude, this shit is wild.
This guy said he's cutting his dangle down.
Yeah, could you imagine like you're done for the day and you're going back home, calling up your friend, or
no, dude, it would traumatize me. I think for life.
Exactly, but it'd be the best story
to talk on the Paranormal Mind podcast.
Be like, bro, exactly.
If this has happened to you,
I mean, bro, you will never. Yeah. If you know someone.
Well, no. So speaking of exorcisms, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but No, I know that's hard to believe that I haven't, but no, I've seen an exorcism, like in a church,
Right.
where this woman was puking up neon green
Oh my God, dude.
stuff that they said was the ectoplasm of the spirit or whatever it was.
No.
Yeah, dude, it was like a high C slime or
What
stuff.
did he say?
It was like the color. It was neon green. Like you turn the lights off in that bitch and it would glow.
Do not put a black light down.
Before you get a colonoscopy.
Do what?
Neon green.
Oh, come on now. Are we? Come on.
I haven't had one, but
We are not going to talk about that.
No colonoscopy.
I don't know.
This is taking a turn.
Yeah.
No, but no, I've witnessed it, and it was
Oh,
the weirdest
man.
shit. It traumatized me. I was a kid.
I could just see them like in the back of the church. Hey, put this in your mouth.
You know what's super weird about all of it though too is I've seen a woman, that same woman that they
Yeah.
said was demon possessed, slithering like a snake.
Really?
Like literally her body going like that. It was the weirdest thing I have ever seen in my life.
Listen, I mean, I have really loose opinions on
Morals?
on religion, but even I think that there's a time and place for maybe demonic activity. I don't think it's nearly as
Oh, you said the naughty word demon.
No,
I agree.
it's not
But
nearly as widespread as some folks may lead you to believe. But
do you think in like what's the thing that the Baptists do that I don't remember with a tent? I always pictured a tent.
the revival.
Revival. Do you think if someone is possessed at revival that they couldn't be on the other side of the tent wall or the church or whatever, taking some
Oh, for sure,
green jello
for
to
sure.
throw up in 5 minutes?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely true. But like and I've seen people like do some weird things with their bodies, but slithering like a snake, it was weird.
For
Like,
real,
it was
dude,
it was
that's
like
crazy.
it was like she didn't have bones.
I wonder if she was there. Like, where is she now?
I have no clue.
We can do a show.
Far away from me.
Exorcisms.
Well, I did marry her, but I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Esther.
Esther, we got her.
To know though, right? She was throwing up neon green and slithering around.
That is wild, dude. We should do a show. Exorcisms. Where are they now?
Hey, that's a good idea. Or I
And if they're
married a
dead and you're-
demon possessed girl.
That's awesome.
Oh shit! I'm going to be in the doghouse. Oh well.
Oh, well, you got 2 weeks for this.
Yeah. Then I'll be in our doghouse, the RV.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was this episode of the Paranormal Mind podcast, where we went off the rails as usual.
I love a good exorcism.
Yeah. That you want to witness yourself, and
Dude.
hopefully the person that's possessed dies, right?
If you,
'Cause that
if
makes a
you
good
or your
story.
loved one is experiencing an exorcism,
And if it's
Give
in
me
the
a
end,
ring.
if it's in the end stages,
Yeah.
make sure you call us.
give me a call. I'll be right over.
Paranormal to make a whole demon detecting.
That's right. Horn Paranormal. Our,
The DDD.
oh Jesus.
The demon
Horn
detecting
Paranormal
device.
is our sponsor for season 2. And if you have not checked them out, you need to. It's hornparanormal.com for all of your paranormal equipment needs.
They are
So
awesome.
If you are an investigator or an enthusiast and you want to go check out Reportedly Haunted Place and take some gear with
Man,
you,
they
they are
will
the
hook
people
you up.
to hook you up. They hook us up every month for our giveaways.
Yep.
They've helped us a lot, even with our filming stuff. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
provided some stuff for us so we could film and have some pretty cool tech to take along with us.
They are insane.
Yeah, they're awesome. So go to hornparanormal.com, check it out. I think they were on a hiatus because they were moving.
Yeah, they
moving.
actually have made it to where they need to be, and they just told me that they
like the end of the month.
they
should
signed
be
a
up.
contract for a house, so I was happy for them.
Very cool. Yeah, and they're going to be closer to us for our event, so
Yep,
that's going to
yeah.
be cool. But go check them out and support them. They support us, and we really appreciate them.
Yeah,
But
that's
thank
awesome.
y'all for listening to this episode of the Paranormal Mind Podcast. And until the next episode, we'll talk to you later.
Don't get possessed.
Or Joshua Watch.